Hey everybody, someone suggested I do some videos on the process of me setting up my 180 gallon reef tank, so I've decided to do that for you. This tank replaced the 125 gallon that I had in that spot. Some of you are familiar with that with previous videos. I'm kind of doing a little bit of consolidating here, taking down a couple of other tanks and going to be taking the majority of the livestock and putting it into this 180 gallon tank. So anyways, what you can't see was what I did prior, and about 3 to 4 weeks ago I added the sand into the tank. I then filled the tank up with RO water for doing leak testing on the plumbing. It's just easier to clean up fresh water than it is salt water if you have a leak. So luckily for me, all that I had was one small leak on a union that I forgot to put some thread sealing tape on. But once I got that taken care of, I was leak free. I let the tank with the heater on till the temperature got up to about 78 degrees. Let that sit for a couple of days, and then I added the salt to it. There was absolutely no rock in the tank, just the brand new sand. Got the salinity to where I needed it. Let it sit for about a day. Had a protein skimmer on it just to kind of help clear up the cloudiness that was in the water. Also had some filter socks in there. I then added some live rock that I had into a vat from one of my other tanks, and just kind of like piled it in there just to get the bacteria going in the tank. Let that sit for about 2 weeks, and then just last night I added this dry Tongan branch and also started to do the aquascaping that you see. I don't know if it's going to stay in this configuration. I don't know if I'm happy with it like it is. We'll give it a few days, and I might do a little bit of changing, but right now I think I'm kind of happy with it. So I'm going to let this sit now for a good week at least until I start slowly adding some livestock to it. Everything's pretty stabilized. I do have this set up, hooked up to my 40-gallon breeder tank that I got my frags growing out in, and been watching the water parameters on it to make sure I'm not going to get any nitrate spikes or ammonia spikes, anything like that. But everything seems to be doing really well. The glass tops and the lights as you see it, that's just temporary. I'm building a canopy for it. It's not finished yet though. Once I have it finished, I'll put the canopy up on the top and then mount the LED lights into the canopy. So I'll give you a little bit closer look here and then go over just a little bit of the filtration. I have a lot left to hook up onto this tank as far as equipment is concerned, but let's take a little closer look. So this item down here in the corner is a viewing portal made by IVS. I picked this up at MACNA. It's kind of neat. It's a basically a magnifying glass, and it's got a glass cleaner on the inside, and you can move it to wherever you want it here. Let's see if this will show up on the video or not. And it magnifies, yeah, you can actually see it pretty good there. Magnifies your corals and stuff. It's really a neat item. Kind of a novelty, but I really like it. So I'm starting to get this brown algae growing on the sand bed, and this is totally normal. This is a diatom algae, and brownish in color, and you'll get this growing when you set up a new tank on your rock work and on the glass and in the sand bed. And it will last for a week, maybe 2, and then it will go away as the tank starts maturing. So this is nothing to be afraid of. If you set up a new tank and you start getting this, it's totally normal. This is the sump I'm going to be using on this tank. It's built by Aqueon. It's a ProFlex Model 4. sump. Kind of a neat design. This octopus skimmer is only on here temporarily until I get one of my other tanks taken down and I put my iTech skimmer onto this system. But you can see that the octopus skimmer is skimming away quite a bit. I just emptied this last night, and that's what I have already in the collection cup. But I am going to, I got my Fuge right here, just got a little ball of Chaeto in there, got a little bit of rubble rock in there for right now. Don't know if I'm going to put a sand bed in there or not. I might just have the rubble rock and the Chaeto. Have this light right above it. Normally I run it on a reverse photo period, which means that when the lights are on the tank, the light on the Fuge will be off. But to show you this video here, I decided that I would turn on the light here so you can see the sump. So when the lights are off on the tank at nighttime, then the light on the sump will be on, and it helps keep your pH from fluctuating a lot. I've got my auto top off system right here. Basically what this does is as the water evaporates in the system, the water level in the sump here will start going down, and there's a float valve right around the corner that when it gets to a certain point, it tells this here to turn on a pump, and I've got a 5-gallon bucket filled with RO water, and it automatically adds the water into the sump until the float level rises, and then shuts the pump off. It's one of the nice things about having a sump is you can have all of your equipment. You can see my titanium heater right here. There's 2 of them on this system. I like to take 2 smaller heaters and put it on a system instead of having one large heater on a tank. It's kind of a fail-safe thing there, that if one of the heaters were to stick on, you're not going to cook the tank. Whereas if you had one large heater, you could really overheat the tank if it were to malfunction. So I always use 2 heaters minimum, and that's the reason why. So that's pretty much all that I have to talk about so far with this tank. I still have a lot of equipment to put on yet. I'm going to be running an Apex controller on this tank, and that will take care of all my pumps, my heaters, calcium reactor, my lights. Everything will be all controllable via my smartphone or on a computer. Kind of nice, you can monitor your tank while you're away from home. If anything were to go wrong, at least you would know about it. I got a calcium reactor I need to get hooked up on here. Also my biopellet reactor and carbon and GFO reactors. So probably the next video that I'll do will be once I have the canopy finished and the lighting in it. I'll kind of go over the lighting and stuff like that. So you can check us out on Facebook if you want. If you got any questions or comments, you can post them here, or you can ask them on Facebook. I post pictures and status updates from time to time on there. So that's one good way to communicate. So until next time, happy reefing.